Hi and welcome to Behind the Career, the show designed to help you get rid of all that confusing information online and instead see and hear from real people as they talk about their career and training experiences. We'll be taking you behind the scenes of industries that are usually hidden from the public. I'm Adam Drummond. Now today we are focusing on early childhood education and care. To show you some of the opportunities available in this industry, we'll be taking you behind the scenes of Wagga Wagga Early Years Learning Centre. Now be sure to check out behindthecareer.com for even more resources and links to helpful information. There will be websites like Life Launcher, My Future, Your Career and Job Outlook. For now though, let's take some baby steps towards a career in early childhood education and care. What happens in the early years of a child's life has been shown to have an impact throughout their entire life and between generations. Early childhood educators and teachers are highly skilled professionals who play a vital role in the physical, cognitive, social and emotional development of children. Wagga Wagga Early Years Learning Centre has 3 locations across Wagga, the state's largest inland city. And it's here that we catch up with Babies Room leader Soraya, early childhood teacher Sophie, Vicky the centre's cook, and another Sophie whose ambition is to become a school teacher but wants to explore early childhood education first. Well, you've got to be able to crawl before you can walk. So let's start in the babies room with room leader Soraya.
My job here at Wagga Early Years is I'm a room leader in the babies room, so we're the elk trees. We have about 12 children a day. Our jobs are a variety of different things. We're changing nappies, teaching children how to support themselves as they learn to crawl, roll, even getting the first steps in walking. We provide them with a bunch of creative and sensory experiences, like engaging them in everything really. Messy play, clean play, like the whole lot. We do sing songs and we put music on to encourage music and movement, to get their little bodies moving and promote their gross motor and physical skills. So we're allocated some time each week to do our programming. So we will set goals for our children, and with this we could be a child who's just learned how to roll, we could be working on lifting up their head, supporting more tummy time. Or a child who's just learnt to walk, it's their balance, we could get some steps out or something to make a bit more complex and challenge them a bit more, see how they go with that. And then we document all that, we take photos, videos, we send that off to the parents via an app called Story Park. This is where we upload our monthly observations. I've lived in Wagga my whole life, so I went to school at Kringle High, and I did Year 7 to Year 12. I got my HSC. School wasn't my favourite thing. I did love it. It was great for the social aspect and tried the learning part, and it just wasn't fully for me, but I tried my best, gave my all. I wasn't really sure of what I wanted to do with my future. Wasn't sure if I wanted to go to uni or if I wanted to go to TAFE, if I just wanted to work a job for a while, have the gap year, wasn't sure. After high school, I had a mini gap year of 6 months where, as I decided what I wanted to do with my future, I applied for a job here at Wagga Early Years, and I was lucky to get it as a casual position. I worked for 6 months with them, and then after the 6 months I was offered full-time. So I've worked through all age groups. I've worked in the babies, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s and the preschool room. What's been really rewarding because it's amazing to work with such different age groups and the different goals they can achieve and looking at their different milestones as they grow. What made me choose childcare was I'm one of 8 children, so I have a big family. I've grown up babysitting them and I'm the second oldest, so I've definitely had a lot of experience with children. For me to be employed here at Wagga Early Years, I needed to enrol in a TAFE course, so that was my certificate free in early childhood education and care. I spent 12 months working there. I did 6 months doing in-classes, and then I was offered my full-time position here, so I went on to online, so I was working full-time plus studying of an afternoon after work. After my cert-free studies, I was offered a traineeship to complete my diploma through Wagga Early Years. I was provided 18 months to do this course and I finished it in 8 months. Put my head down, studied hard, was provided some study time here, what was great opportunity for me to sneak in some extra hours of study, what really helped me, and I was supported by the other girls around here who had also been studying, so that was awesome. Recently I decided to make the decision to sign up for my Bachelor of Education through Charles Sturt University. What's a really big step for me because university was something I did refer to as scary, but it really isn't, and I'm so excited to start studying that. So my plan is to study, get through my university course, and once I finish that, hopefully get a permanent position in the preschool room. I love the older children. You're able to teach them a vast variety of things. We can learn colours, name writing, our pre-writing skills, and we can get our school readiness ready for when we move on to big school. What's pretty exciting. My advice to anyone who wants to join this industry is to not be scared of it. It's very rewarding, it is challenging, it's very hands-on, you do get messy. It's an amazing career to take part in. You learn so much.
Lots of great advice there from Soraya. Well, maybe you've got education in the blood too and you decide you'd like to become an early childhood teacher. Get your textbook and pen ready because we'll be getting a lesson in this role with our first Sophie at Early Years Learning.
So here at Wagga Early Years, I'm an early childhood teacher. That means building curriculum for children, their daily activities and just meeting their needs each and every day, helping them to grow and learn. So at school I've always wanted to be a teacher as my main goal. Once I finished school in Year 12 I went straight to uni here in Wagga at Charles Sturt University and studied a Bachelor of Early Childhood and Primary Teaching. That meant going to classes, going to pracs, doing block placements. I got my job here at Wagga Early Years and I just was working through as I was studying and finished last year. I love that every day is different, you will never be bored here at Early Childhood. I love watching the children grow and develop and knowing that I had a part in their growth is really exciting and you get to see their little achievements like putting on their shoes or writing their names and it's fun, it's lots of fun. So on a daily basis I come into work and I would normally do a group time, meaning I sit down, read a story or teach something that we're learning throughout the week and then we do free play, so during their play they're learning social skills and then lunch, rest time and then play again for the afternoon. The difference between an early childhood teacher and an in-room educator would be I set the curriculum and I set the tasks and the activities that the children do throughout the day. The qualifications and the pay is different as well. So working in childcare is a stepping stone for moving on to work in a preschool to be an early childhood teacher there. I just find the atmosphere and the environment really nice in preschool settings. The advice I'd give a school student wanting to get in this work environment is to do work placement in a childcare setting. Just get your foot in the door any way you can, volunteer when you can. Working on maths and English at school is actually really important. I didn't realise it was this important, but it is. And just doing child studies, CAFs, those sort of subjects.
Get your foot in the door, volunteer and seek out work placement. Great advice from Sophie. Now just a reminder that if you want more information about one of these career paths and it's not mentioned in enough detail during this show, you can search our resources online at behindthecareer.com. Well, you don't have to be in the classroom, playroom or baby room to have an important role in this sector. Vicky is the centre's head cook and oversees all the food and beverages consumed on site by around 80 little munchkins at Early Years Learning. Let's hear from Vicky now as she explains the ingredients to a successful career in early childhood education as a cook.
We have 80 children every day, so we have morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea and a late afternoon tea. Got a job in retail when I left school, the equivalent of year 10, and did that for a few years and then eventually got into hospitality and owned and ran my own cafe for 12 years. Then I sold that and our manager, she was a very good customer of mine and we got to talking and after I'd sold the business and had a little time off and she came and spoke to me and here I am today. Been here over 6 years working for this company, yeah, and loving every minute of it. It's great. Customers are so cute. With regards to my qualifications and experience, mainly DIY, owning my own business, sort of had to think on your feet all the time and being in control of staff. And we had a few students come through that did through training organisations and doing their Cert 3s in hospitality. Introduced a lot of children from work placement from the local high schools, and I'd have those on 3 or 4 times a year on a rotation. That's where I found a lot of my staff, because you could see on the job what they do and how they interact with people and how they enjoy that environment, because it is a hard environment. Other than that, sort of just your general food safety, health and safety. And also I've done the Munch and Move program with New South Wales Department of Health, which helps me with the menu planning for to make sure all that the children have got all the daily requirements that they need for their growth and well-being. I enjoy coming to work every day because of the environment we've created here. The children are just beautiful, and you can see and watch their growth. And we have a wonderful staff and management team. Wonderful, I really enjoy it to watch that. Yes, quite often on a weekly basis, I will get multiple visits from parents into my kitchen to ask me, how did I make this? How do you make that? Because no one makes mashed potato like Vicky does. No one makes lasagna like Vicky does. So what is my secret? And I just say, you just got to make it with love. And that's another rewarding part of it, because the children do take notice. And I know sometimes it's a struggle for parents to get their children to eat at home, but at least I've done my bit by giving the children a wonderful, wholesome meal so they can get through the rest of the day. And I'd like to say to students who are contemplating working with children in this environment, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience, very rewarding. You don't necessarily have to be on the floor with the children and doing the educator side of it. We have admin departments. We have, myself in my role, to care for the food for the children. And yes, there's multiple areas that you can join this industry and still be involved in the happiness and the joy of being around children. There's nothing better than watching a child grow, and they come here as babies, and I've seen so many little graduations into when they go to big school, and it's just wonderful.
Oh, who feels like mashed potato and lasagna now? Yum! I want Vicky to come around to our place and talk to our kids about eating all their veggies up. Well, earlier I promised not one but 2 Sophies on this episode of Behind the Career, and that's who we will hear from next. Sophie Breen has big plans to become a full-time teacher one day, but after a stint in retail whilst at school, chose early years learning as her first step towards a career working with children.
When I was at school as a student, I was just an average student that went by doing what needed to be done. When I left school, I was looking for a career in teaching, and going into childcare gave me a career path into teaching later down the track. I've decided to go into childcare, which allowed me to work with children and see how I felt working with children further down the track of a younger age. My first job before I finished school was in retail, and this is my first job out of school, and I've been working with Wagga Early Years for 2 years. At Wagga Early Years, Emma and Katie are the managers and co-directors, and we have 3 centres in Wagga, in Glenfield, Barooma and Turvey Park. And in each centre there's about 20 staff working in each. We have about 79 kids a day throughout each centre in the 5 rooms. There's a baby's room, a toddler's room, a 2 to 3 room, a 3 to 4 room and a 5-year-old room. I've worked only in the palm trees room, which is the 1 to 2-year-old room. At Barooma Centre, I've worked in there for 2 years, and I've made connections with the new and older kids. I chose to be in the palm tree room, which is a 1 to 2 year old room, as I thought I would gain more confidence with the younger children, making connections with them. Last year I completed my Certificate 3 through Evolution Learning, which is an online learning platform. I finished that at the end of 2020 and have recently started my diploma at the start of 2021. Most people start with their Certificate 3, but sometimes it allows you to start with your diploma, which gives you more credit towards going to university later on down the track. Yes, I still do want to be a primary school teacher down the track. Working with younger children's given me confidence to work with older children and help them down the track. The plan is to finish my diploma this year and work for a few more years with Wagga Wagga Early Years at the Brooma service hopefully, and eventually do my early childhood teaching at uni while still working in childcare. I love being able to work with the children and teach and learn new things with them, allowing them to grow so that they can move to the next room with their friends, learning new things and making connections that will last forever with them and my fellow educators. Childcare is really rewarding. I've loved working in it since I've finished school. I wasn't the hardest worker at school, but being like that at school has allowed me to work harder at work and get to where I am today.
That's all the time we have on this episode of Behind the Career. If you'd like to find out more about a career in early childhood education and care, go to behindthecareer.com. There's also all our previous episodes on hospitality, construction, engineering, aged care, horticulture, local government, allied health and utilities. Wow, what a choice of careers. Again, if you'd like more resources or have questions about a different career path, talk to your careers advisor or teacher about the many options available. We'll be back with another career in an exciting industry in our next episode. Thanks for joining us. Bye.